And the third one, this one is very dear to me. I don't know if that's a word that I can use to say that this one is very dear to me, because when I saw this report, I was moved. I was touched. Primarily because I was thinking, if it was myself, how would I be feeling? Because this thing happened a couple of days after my family, my siblings and I had just celebrated my mother's 80th birthday. So I was thinking, if something like this could happen to me, how would I feel? So when I went to sleep that day on February the 6th, my heart was broken. And I remember waking up in the night. I remember praying and saying, God, what really happened? Can you be so kind to speak to me and show me something, anything? And I remember waking up at 4 a.m. I didn't have anything, no vision, no dream. I'm saying, God, I need to hear you speak to me about this issue. And then I remember falling asleep and I got into a vision. You know, there is a level of intensity that comes with a prophetic anointing when you are really seeing things. And for the purposes, again, of, you know, security and privacy to the family, and out of respect for investigative standards, professional and legal thresholds, I did not publish the first dream. But I did see a detailed account. I did not publish the first dream. I saw this on the February the 6th. I was just having a conversation with someone and saying, do you see the timeline? I shared with them a little bit of what I saw concerning an ongoing missing person case. It's one of the biggest cases right now, all over the news in the US, all over across the networks in the US. And I saw this vision on February the 6th. And I was looking, I was like, oh, do you see the timeline? Do you see how this evidence was discovered and released on the 10th, and on the 6th I'd already seen this vision? So I didn't share, but I didn't share this publicly. I have been making concerted efforts to get in touch with the right people so I can present faithfully this revelation, but those efforts are still ongoing. But I did see something that stood out of that first vision that I saw on February the 6th is I saw the end. I saw what looked like a conclusion. And I saw also flowers and grapes. I know this is so prophetic of me to use symbolism, which might not mean anything to you, but I'll get to that. I saw flowers and grapes. And then on March the 13th, again, I saw a little bit of, I would like to say, a continuation or reappearing or reoccurrence of this vision. And again, I saw flowers and grapes. And that's when I began to pray. I began to ask the Lord, what does flowers and grapes mean? And I discerned that, you know, in the US around Easter time, that's when people, you know, if you go to church community, they'll, you know, design and decorate their everything with flowers. Even just it's a cultural symbol. Flowers are a cultural symbol around Easter. Even if you go to church, I reference church because I'm a church person. You go to church, you'll see, you know, the ladies will be putting on floral, you know, things that look flowery colors, you know, your pink, your blue, your very bright colors. And grapes actually represent the crushing, the crucifixion. So I discerned that somewhere around the time of Easter, somewhere around the time of Easter, if you can mark it down, somewhere around the time of Easter, this ongoing case is going to get a major breakthrough that is going to emerge. Somewhere around the time of Easter, a major breakthrough is going to emerge for this case. I don't know, is it before, is it during, is it after, but somewhere around there's going to be a major breakthrough. But also I saw in the very end, but I don't know if I mentioned that, I saw in the very end the family in question receiving a phone call. And this phone call is going to bring both closure and conclusion. I saw the family receiving a phone call that is going to bring closure and conclusion. And not only that, I also heard the Lord say that this case is not going to be a cold case. This experiences, if you would ask me, I never ask to see these things. Someone might say, oh, maybe you ask. Yeah, maybe sometimes, you can ask the Lord and say, be like Daniel, Daniel had to ask the Lord for the revelation that Nebuchadnezzar had. I think he's probably the only prophet who asked God to give him a dream, and God gave him a dream. But in all other instances, dreaming is involuntary. You can pray and ask God to speak to you concerning different things, and God will speak to you in a dream, because the dreams are God's language. So when I asked the Lord, say, God, show me something, God showed me a detailed account which I did not share for purposes of privacy and security, but he did show me the conclusion. And I continue to pray for the family. I continue to pray concerning this case, that indeed, according to the word of the Lord, that may not be a cold case. May there be a breakthrough in the case, and then may there be closure and conclusion in this case.